Hi, so a few days ago, one of my students in the class asked me that, Sir, where do you consume all this knowledge in the world that is related to finance or business or even entrepreneurship? Now, when I shared some of the sources, everyone was very keen and interested in knowing all these sources. So I thought of making a video, and this is the video where I'll be sharing some podcasts, some channels that I follow which help me consume a lot of knowledge. I used to read a lot, but lately when there is time crunch, when you are commuting, when you are, let's say, doing something, you can just play a podcast in the background and the process still continues. So I'm someone who loves podcasts very much, so I'll be sharing top 4 or 5 channels which you can subscribe to, watch and consume rich knowledge around finance and entrepreneurship or finance and business. And secondly, I'll also highlight some YouTubers who fall under the segment of, let's say, productivity, again entrepreneurship, or something around innovation, or something around perspective on life, career, everything. Okay, so let's get started with the list. As you can see, I've opened up video, and the first channel I would like to recommend is Acquired. Acquired is basically a channel where a lot of business case studies and stories are being discussed. One part is that this is low on edit but high on quality. So let's say you are working on something and you have YouTube Premium, or you have a feature where you can just keep the audio part on. Great channel to subscribe to. A lot of interesting stories of acquisitions, a lot of interesting stories of corporate restructuring are shared over here. So that's the first channel, that is Acquired. Now, this is actually mainly around the Western context. A lot of Western means US, Europe based case studies are covered. If I talk about similar theme but in Indian context and maybe some part of Western context as well, then we have a channel called The Ken. Okay. On this channel, you will usually see some case studies being discussed in detail and some case studies just having a trailer level information, because this is actually a subscribed podcast, which you have to pay for it on its own website, and then you get access to a larger repository. But to start with, even if you subscribe to the channel, there's a lot of rich content which you can consume from this channel, which is The Ken. Okay. Now coming to the next podcast, one of the podcasts which are more inclined towards the popularity, as I showed you first 2 channels, Acquired and Ken, fairly small channels based on their subscriber base. But now we have third channel, which is ThinkSchool. Really rich on the content. The way of how Ganesh delivers overall story is excellent. And by the way, not just business related content, we'll also see some geopolitical thematic content as well, plus some other content which is relevant to overall theme of learning. So ThinkSchool is a really good channel that you can consider watching. Next, we have on our list one of my favorite channels, which is GrowthX. Now, GrowthX is basically exploring stories of a lot of startups. So someone who falls right between the business case studies and the entrepreneurship world is this channel. I came across some wonderful case studies which were eye-opening, that how businesses scaled, how businesses failed, how businesses acquired other businesses, what are unit economics, how a businessman thinks, what are the challenges he or she faces. I personally, some time back was exploring a side of coffee business in the sense how procurement of coffee bean works, how barista ecosystem works, how opening up shops in Pune or any tier 1, tier 2 city works in India. I had that keen, interest of just the coffee business. So a lot of videos on this channel actually helped me. There's a podcast with some of the entrepreneurs who have scaled up their coffee businesses. So something that is, very dear to me, and one of those channels which are, very dear to you. So that is GrowthX. And the next channel that I would recommend you is FinLab by FinStreet Education. So this is basically our own channel where you're watching this video, and I'll tell you how this channel came into existence. Now, when I was learning all these case studies, I felt that my students should also learn in this manner. They should also get all this practical exposure, and they should be able to visualize whatever I'm teaching in class as a concept. They should be able to immediately relate to a case study from the corporate world. Now, I do cover case studies in my class, and that was basically the trigger point behind student asking me that, sir, where are all the case studies coming in from? So instead of driving them to different sources, whatever is relevant to syllabus or curriculum of finance professional certifications such as CMA, ACCA, CFA, FRM, CPA, all other courses, whatever is relevant to curriculum of these courses, I'll be building case studies. And we have started small. There's a team of interns, to be honest, Gen Z, very few millennials, mainly Gen Z, who are researching these stories, who are coming up with the scripts and who are also presenting these stories. So in a nutshell, I would say that we are just getting started, but there are some amazing things to come ahead. So do consider subscribing to the channel. And to give you a quick glimpse about this channel, this is how the content on our channel looks like. We have covered case studies of working capital management around Apple and Hero MotoCorp. We have also talked about the potential M&A deal between Netflix and Warner Brothers. We have also explored the story of how Infosys scaled up, how a unique model is established by Starbucks, and not just that, some insights about the AI world through NVIDIA's lens, and some interesting things about AWS as well. So do explore this channel and don't forget to subscribe. Now before wrapping up, a quick mention about YouTubers whom I watch regularly, not just for business case studies. This is more to do with productivity or some things around even how to study. And one such YouTuber that stands out when it comes to understanding how to study or understand productivity, this is Ali Abdaal. I'll just quickly show you his channel. Ali Abdaal is one of those YouTubers whom I'm consuming for almost 3-4 years now, and the video that made me his subscriber is a video on how to study. So if you want to explore what methods I had used for my study, simply type in Ali Abdaal and then how to study. There's a long 2.5-hour video where he has talked about how to effectively study for any exam. His techniques have helped me pass multiple professional exams, and now I'm passing on these techniques to my students as well. So something to really explore. Next YouTuber which I really like, or rather podcast which I really like, is Diary of a CEO. Now this is basically something that is more inclined towards entrepreneurship, life of an entrepreneur, challenges, opportunities, and some interesting stories about entrepreneurship. Not very much in depth around the business case studies. But one thing that really stands out is an additional channel opened up by the same YouTuber, Steve Bartlett. So this YouTuber has also opened up a new channel which is Behind the Diary. And on this channel, he talks about his own personal experiences, which feel more real, more authentic to consume, learn from, and multiple things about productivity, about people management, about career, about learning, and number of things. So something to explore. Diary of a CEO plus Behind the Diary YouTube channel. Now that's it for this video, but we have an excellent case study coming up that relates to the world of Big Four. So if you're fairly new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching the video till the end. If you like the video, do press the thumbs up button. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers. Bye-bye.